How you doing? I am Coach O, and this is my National Scouting Service podcast show. Before we get started, I'd like to give a big birthday shout out to my brother, Mr. Otis Robinson. He had turned 50 years old yesterday. He's a coach. He also goes by Coach Robinson as well as Coach O, like myself, Coach O. Also, I want to say congratulations to all of the area high school teams that made it to the playoffs and now that may be out of the playoffs. With that being said, you all have rendered service, especially to you seniors. You have rendered services to your high school, and be sure that they render the same services that you have given them in helping you get in school somewhere. You may be talented enough to play on the D1 level, but your academics probably not allowing you to play on the D1 level, but that does not stop or allow you from playing on the JUCO, the NAIA level, or Division III level. So please, coaches, please help these kids get in school. They've been helping you throughout their 4 years of high school, 2 or 3 years of high school, whatever the case may be. So you are obligated to help them as well. Upcoming events. On February the 6th through the 7th, Houston Showcase by showcaseball.com. Please follow that. That is by Mr. Thomas Peace, Coach Peace. He will also be looking out for the Tour de Texas, which will be featured in Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, as well as in Round Rock and in the Panhandle of Texas. You can follow Coach Peace on IG at Coach Peace 029 on Instagram. Again, that's Coach Peace 029 on Instagram. You can also follow him on Twitter at Coach_Peace and on Twitter as well as POM Athletics on Twitter. That is POM Athletics on Twitter. That's Peace of Mind Athletics, and that is Coach Thomas Peace. Now let's get into some high school sports and news. I had the pleasure of going to watch Atascocita and North Shore play yesterday, which was a very interesting game. My prediction was whoever win that game will win the state championship. Both powerful teams, both schools known for football, both schools have athletes on both sides of the ball and more than one. Two players that stood out for me for North Shore was number 15, the quarterback, and number 8, the receiver. Them guys are outstanding. Hard to cover one-on-one with the receiver, and the quarterback can give you anything from a run game to the air raid or whatever the case may be. With Atascocita, they have 2 juniors, one being their starting quarterback. I think he was number 5, and I don't have the names. I forget the names. But this guy's outstanding. I think things he probably needs to work on is more his coverage. He have a touch for the ball. He can also run, and he can spread the field with numerous receivers that he had that looked like each one of them was over 6'1". I think if they would have started the passing game a lot earlier, he did make some mistakes in the early part of the game, but they started moving the ball when they started going pass, because North Shore was having a hard time covering one-on-one. Also, their defensive lineman, number 99, I think he's Samoan. If he's not, I apologize, but he's a junior as well. I think they had him at 300 or 306, and I'm telling you, this big fella, he can move. So he's going to be a wreck, and he's going to be somebody that you're going to hear about in the future as well. With some other high school scores, Hightower played against Pateo. They lost 35-12. Morrisville played against Chapel Hill, losing 31-14. China Springs versus West Orange start with China Springs winning 31-14. Shiner versus Refugo. Shiner winning 55-14. Brock at Whitesboro with Brock winning 49-14. We had West High School at Mount Vernon High School with Mount Vernon winning that game 24-13. We had Logo Vista at Industrial with Logo Vista winning 35-21. We had Gunther at Holiday with Gunther winning 35-14. Had Richland Springs High School at Strawn High School, and check this out. Strawn won 100-14. Now, I don't know what went on in this game. I don't know what happened. I hope the coach was trying to call off the dogs by just going strictly run. And sometimes that's not always the case, because you don't want a player to say, hey, just run and fall down, because it's kind of being disrespectful to the other school. But if they was running up the score, some of these coaches need to be spoken with. We had Chilton at Mart High School with Mart winning 56-10. We had Falls City at Burton High School with Falls City winning 34-20. And we had Crawford at Marlin with Marlin winning 26-6. We had Crosby High School at Texas High School with Crosby winning 14-7. And we had Stephenville at Melissa High School with Stephenville winning 24-21. And we have some upcoming games today. You have Summer Creek High School at Katy High School. That'll be at Rice Stadium at 1 p.m. You have Prosper High School at Guyer High School. That'll be at Eagle Stadium at 1 p.m. You have Westlake High School at Vandergrift High School. That'll be at DKR Memorial Stadium at 2 p.m. You have Tombow High School at Bridgeland High School. That will be at Tombow Independent School Stadium at 2 p.m. You have Brennan High School at Lake Travis. That'll be at Tiger Stadium at 2 p.m. And you have Carroll at Allen at Oak Stadium at 2 p.m. Lovejoy High School, never heard of them, at South Oak Cliff High School. That'll be playing South Oak Cliff at Ford Center at the Star. That'll be at 2:30. You have Fredericksburg at LBJ High School. That'll be at the Alamo Dome at 3 p.m. And you have May High School at Abbott High School at Bob and Norma Servito Field at 6 p.m. And last but not least, you have DeSoto at Duncanville. That'll be at Ford Center at the Star at 7 p.m., which will be a very, very interesting game. And with that being said, we got some college news that I like to hit on. First, let me find my notes, which I have lost. But we got some big college games today. One being Prairie View A&M playing against Jackson University. That's Deion Sanders, the head coach at Jackson State versus Eric Dooley at PV. Congratulations to both of them. That game will be at 3 p.m. That's for the SWAC championship. And in that game, I am picking the Prairie View A&M Panthers to win that game. So good luck to all those players playing in that game. Also in college games today, we have Baylor at Oklahoma State. I'm picking Baylor in that game. We have number 19 ranked Utah at Utah at number 19 ranked San Diego State. I'm taking San Diego State in that game. Appalachian State at number 20 Louisiana. That's the Raging Cajuns. I'm taking Louisiana in that game. In the big game of the day, in my opinion, we have number 1 Georgia at number 4 Alabama, and I am taking the Georgia Bulldogs in that game. We have number 16 University of Houston at number 3 the University of Cincinnati. I'm taking Cincinnati in that game. My heart is with the U of H Cougs, but Cincinnati is a very strong program, and they have some outstanding players, as well as U of H having some outstanding players. We have number 2 Michigan at number 15 Iowa. I'm taking the Iowa Hawkeyes in that game. We have number 17 Pittsburgh at number 18 Wake Forest. I'm taking Wake Forest in that game. And then we have some postseason play with my old college, Sam Houston State Bearcats against Incarnating Ward. And Sam Houston State is ranked number 1, and I'm riding for them in that game. We have home field advantage, I believe, throughout the playoffs, and I hope Sam Houston makes it to the national championship again, as well as winning again back-to-back, which will probably be the first time in Sam Houston State University Bearcats history. And I want to give a big, big shout-out to my guy, Mr. Zion McCullum. He's a defensive back at Sam Houston State, and he's been accepted to play in the 2022 East and West Shrine Bowl. So make your mark in that game, and you have a lot more to come. And with that being said, on December the 18th, I had Champions of Youth Football on a previous show. We was having some bad audio. I think we have the audio corrected and fixed. I'm going to have them guys back on December the 18th at 12 noon. You don't want to miss the show. These guys had a lot to talk about, had some very interesting conversations with them. They are some very intelligent guys on the field as well as off the field. And I'm talking about they making outstanding grades as well as being some of the top athletes in the divisions that they are playing in, whether it's in gridiron, Tiffy, or baffle. And with that being said, I am Coach O, and this is my National Scouting Podcast show, which is affiliated with the Upper Room. And with that being said, I am out. Hope you enjoyed the show. Please tell others about the show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, National Scouting Service. We're also on Instagram, National Scouting. We're also on Twitter, at National Scouting. And you can also follow us on Snapchat, National Scouting Service, as well as on TikTok, National Scouting Service. With that being said, hope you enjoyed this Saturday. Hope you enjoyed this show. And Coach O is on the go.